Hi, in this video, we are going to present about temperature, pressure, and amount or size.
Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit invented the mercury thermometer with a standardized scale in 1714. He was the German physicist who invented the alcohol thermometer in 1709 and the mercury thermometer in 1714. In 1724, he introduced the standard temperature scale that bears his name, Fahrenheit scale. The term centigrade is also used to refer to the Celsius temperature scale. Anders Celsius, a Swedish astronomer, developed the Celsius scale in 1742. With the development of the Kelvin scale in 1848, Lord Kelvin advanced the process. Kelvin created the dynamical theory of heat as well as the concept of absolute temperature, also known as the second law of thermodynamics. History of pressure. In 1642, Galileo Galilei was interested in regular water pumps, and this led him to find out that the water could only rise to 34 feet but would not rise any higher. In 1643, Evangelista Torricelli continued on with Galileo's works and was able to determine why his pump could only draw water to a certain point. In 1645, Otto von Guericke invented an instrument called a vacuum pump which had the capability of pulling air out of whatever it was connected to. In 1648, Blaise Pascal expanded on the knowledge of Torricelli by using his barometer. In 1661, Christian Huygens was the creator of the manometer. History of amount or size. Joseph Loschmidt, an Austrian high school teacher who later held the position of professor at the University of Vienna, was the first to calculate the precise number of particles in a given quantity of a substance. French physicist Jean-Baptiste Perrin coined the phrase Avogadro numbers first.
Definition of temperature. The term of temperature describes how hot or cold a body is. It is specifically a method of calculating the kinetic energy of the particles that make up an item. Equation below is the formula for the conversion of temperature. The theory of temperature. According to zeroth law of thermodynamics, two bodies in thermal equilibrium with one another will be in thermal equilibrium with one another.
Pressure. Pressure is defined as the force applied perpendicular to the surface of an object per unit area over which that force is distributed. When a fluid is contained, hydrostatic pressure refers to the stress or pressure that is applied uniformly in all directions. In the Earth's crust, there is a pressure known as lithostatic pressure, which is the strain that surrounding rocks placed on a mass of rocks. The first equation is P equals to F over A, where P is pressure in pascals or Newton per meter square, F is the force in newtons, and A is the area in meters squared. The second equation is P equals to rho GH, where P is pressure, rho is the density of the fluid, G is the acceleration due to gravity, and finally H is the height or depth of the fluid. The theory associated with pressure is Pascal's principle, often known as Pascal's law. Blaise Pascal, a French scientist, originally stated the idea. Pascal's principle states that a pressure rise on one piston in a hydraulic system will result in an equivalent increase in pressure on another piston in the system.
Definition amount or size. Amount or size is more referred to the properties that related to thermodynamics. We can divide it into extensive properties and intensive properties. Example for extensive properties such as mass, volume, and kinetic energy, which is depending on the amount or size matter system. Meanwhile, intensive properties such as pressure and temperature are not affected by the quantity of the matter in the system. In this slide, we can see that volume has two different formulas, which is specific volume and molar volume.